worried about Seven. Like, this has been something that's been bothering her for a long time. About where she comes from and who she was. And we can narrow it down a little bit now. That's at least something, but I don't think that she's going to see it that way.
I suppose, is she still being pursued by her maker?
I don't know.
She hasn't said anything about it.
We met her unorthodoxly.
Oh, that's a three gold piece word, miss. Could you elaborate a little bit?
We found her in a cage being attacked by weird bit doll things in a dark city. And we let her out of the cage, and we've just been hanging together ever since, trying to figure things out for her.
Yeah, almost for a month now. This actually marks week 5 that you guys know each other.
Happy 5-week anniversary.
So, and there's something off. Like, obviously she's fine. She's sane. She's smart. She's really cool. She's like a really awesome griffin person. But there's a bit of her that we think was someone else in a previous life, I guess. And she's bothered by that a lot. And you know how you have sort of accepted the moniker Tree in regards to sort of as a nickname for 3. She knows that 7 isn't her name, but she doesn't know what her name is.
I see.
And so she really wants to figure out who she was.
Right, well, that is completely within her right to go adventuring and do. I suppose. I am a bit worried though. If we are comrades in this regard, I would be interested to see at least that she's okay while on our property.
Hoshimi, I don't think we'll let her destroy much anything else.
Oh, I care less about the property and more about number 7, if you catch my meaning.
A wholesome skeleton. Now I've seen everything.
I suppose I am an oddity. That's why they threw me out, I suppose.
Now that's just depressing.
I don't know about that.
But he does have a point. Maybe we should maybe we should check up on things.
Yes.
He will grab a portable serving tray for of pasta for 7 because I don't think she ate.
Oh yeah.
She probably left her food. Olwen gave her a plate with a bunch of extra sausage. If she didn't, then we'll just
probably just grab that specific plate and just kind of try again, I suppose.
Yeah, put it in a griffin bag. Thank you. I appreciate it.
So, all right. Do-do-do.
have transitioned to
the out of doors.
Yes.
it's
So, out of doors, 7 is not doing well. It's almost, you can see her eye. She's just kind of like shaking her head a little. You can see her eyes are kind of filled with this like kind of.
Well, her eyes are covered right now. She's
Yeah.
covering her eyes. She is shaking. She's trying to hide her face. She
Yeah.
is like hyperventilating at the moment.
You know.
And Flint and Hoshi are monitoring her, but they're letting her have her space because this is something that clearly needs to come out.
Not for lack of trying. Oh, she tried
Yeah,
very
she
hard.
pushed them away, so.
I don't know how to help her.
Don't look at me.
What?
I want to go back.
What are you talking about?
She slowly turns around and drops her talons from her eyes. And you can describe it from there, Josh.
Yeah, you can see kind of this kind of black miasma kind of leaking out of her eyes. And you notice that her normal purple eyes have this sort of like reddish tint to them now.
Oh my gosh.
Hoshimi walks over to her.
No, don't.
7, it's okay.
No, it's not. I'm a monster.
No, you're not.
Didn't you not hear Tree? He and I are... We're monsters.
You're no monster, 7. Your choices are what decide if you're a monster or not. You are about the furthest thing from a monster that I have ever seen in my life.
We've said time and time again, no matter what you are, or who you find out, or what you find out about yourself, you're always going to be 7. The 7 that we know.
You're always going to be our... you're always going to be our family, 7.
She
That's
wipes...
not changing.
She wipes some of this dark stuff off and flings it on the ground. Is this not what keeps him alive?
7. That doesn't mean anything. I don't think Tree is a monster either.
I want to go
Huh?
back.
Do you mean you want to go back in the cage?
She clutches her head and just falls to the ground, repeating.
Don't understand that language. Sybil, what is she saying?
Cage. Cage me. Cage me, cage me.
That's what I thought.
Tree will just go up to 7 and go, "Aye, lass, we can put you back in the cage if you want, but first I need a hand. Here, take this." I'll give her a hoe.
Huh?
Okay.
No, I got. Trust me, there's a method to this.
Okay.
Alright.
Trust you.
I get-
She hasn't. She's not screaming it anymore, but she's still saying it. But she does reach out.
Hey, there's a good lass. Come with me. When you knocked through the door, you messed up my garden a little bit. I could use a hand if you would.
7.
What?
Come on.
Wants
we're,
your
we're-
help, 7.
we're going to the garden. I need a hand. And you got 4 of them. Very convenient.
Not wrong.
Garden's not a cage.
Aye, we can go there later. I'll go in with you. But right now, we need to go to the garden.
Why?
I will speak in Necrol to fix the garden.
She is confused but follows anyway.
Hi, lass. There you go. Now, I will grab a second worse gardening implement and show her what to do.
All right.
What you need to do, you need to make several trenches right there. That'll allow the irrigation to go through. Once you have that, it'll allow for healthy growth. Now, you can't overwater, but you can't underwater. We'll need just enough for it to create a clear path. You got all that?
Irrigation in the garden helps things to grow. Growth creates produce. Produce feeds others.
Aye. Very good. You're a fast learner. Now, can you use all the hands at once? Can you do it like I do? And I'll show her, like, proper hoeing techniques.
All right.
Yeah, she doesn't really say anything. She just listens.
All right.
Like this, lass. Use your perception. Like that. Beat mine. I rolled very poorly.
Hey!
Hey.
Aye, you're good at this. Look at you go. You even took out some weeds I didn't notice. Hey, Jojo, I need you to leave the room, please. I'm streaming. Ask your mother.
Josh, Kel, take notes.
Yeah, so he will basically every time she attempts to like get down on herself, he's just gonna basically crack her like a like someone who is trying to keep them on task would. Like, nah, you missed a spot. You missed a spot, dear.
Getcha.
Like professional distraction.
Yeah, exactly.
It works.
Now a couple of them a couple of the garlic stalks, I don't know what garlic grows on.
No, garlic stalks is correct.
Ah, yes. A couple of the garlic stalks fell out. I need you to put them back up in perpendicular. Yeah, perpendicular to the ground.
Then I go to the cage.
What?
Then I go to cage.
Ah, well, we have way more work to do afterwards, lass. That was just one garden. What about second garden?
Don't do it. Don't do it.
7 is starting to growl.
None of that, lass. I promised you the cage, didn't I? And you promised me help on my garden.
I helped your garden. Now put me in the cage.
Okay. We're not done. We work until the job is done, lass. It's important work.
Do I still have the hoe?
Yes.
She grips it and flings it at him.
Well,
He'll parry.
Yeah. Just,
Hail Mary.
Yeah, he just kind of grabs it.
He'll toss it right back. Job's not done, lass.
If you won't put me in a cage, then I'll find somebody who will.
Why do you want to go in there?
Am I not speaking common anymore?
You're speaking common, but you're not making sense.
I nearly got eaten by wolves. I am no closer to finding out who I am, and now I find out I am a demonic monster of
closer to
this
finding
thing,
out.
she points the tree.
This thing. Wow.
She is.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
She, keep in mind, child.
I
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
I
yeah.
know, but still rude.
Yeah, I know.
No.
This thing can't even do one basic task of putting me in a cage when I know I need to be in one.
7.
You think he just has one available? Also, 7, we are closer to finding out.
I gotta ask
Information
last.
that he
Oh.
the information that he gave us, we can narrow down where this all took place.
I just gotta ask last. Why are you so obsessed with that? What does it mean? What does it matter? Right now, we're gardening, and look at that. Look down below. You have made it so that I can grow crops, create life, and yet you insist you're a monster. That's a foolish
Because
thinking.
everybody else treats me like one.
Excuse me, we
Hey!
don't.
Not everybody.
Okay, Hoshimi marches up to 7, and she doesn't care if 7 tries to shove her away. She makes sure. Now she grabs her face and makes her look her in the eye. Don't you dare say that we treat you like a monster.
I met everyone else, Hoshi.
Really?
Nobody else has treated you like a monster. A curiosity, maybe, but not a monster. You're the only one putting yourself down as a monster. You are so the opposite of a monster that a creature who is by purpose supposed to destroy creatures of certain influences purposefully made sure to stay away from you because you don't deserve to be hurt.
Yeah, 7. Yerna is one of the most dangerous archdevils. One of the, like, almost a goddess, and still she chose not to hurt you, and made sure she didn't. Just so, one, because she loves Adrian, like, maybe a little too much, but 2, because she knew that wasn't right, which is weird because she's a devil. I'm not going to get into that now, but she doesn't think you're bad. She thinks that you are worth sparing and worth living.
Seven. Listen. You're not a monster. You have never been a monster. And if you want an example of your abilities not making you a monster, just look at Tree. He's literally a skeleton, a creature of the undead that most people by default assume are evil. But he's here growing plants, living a calm life, except when he does mercenary jobs, I suppose.
It pays the bills, yeah.
Trying to be
You-
serious.
You
No, I know. I'm sorry.
You are not a monster.
It's safer in the cage.
Okay. Well,
Hoshimi. Okay, at that point, Hoshimi's eye lights up as she stares at, and the symbol in her eye is plainly visible now. Do you know what this mark is, 7? Do you know what it means?
No.
I am a descendant of heaven. I am a creature of godly lineage. But I look at you, and all I see is 7. Even if you think it's safer in a cage. It's not. because all you're doing is putting yourself in a single place where if anything or anyone wanted to hurt you, they could.
And Seven, listen to me, and I want you to look at me right now. If you judge your entire self image on what the general populace thinks of you, no matter how negative it may be, it is going to ruin your life. What you need to focus on is what you think of yourself and what the people who matter think of you. And if you do want to put yourself in a cage, I'm not going to stop you, but I'm going in that cage with you because one thing you're not going back to is being alone.
Sorry for calling you a thing. You're not a thing. I'm just scared.
I could tell that a little bit, lass.
I just want to know who I am, but the more I know, the more I'm scared. And then the wolves. And so much pain. And then hearing you and finding out that you and I were. And do we actually, can I sense this? Can I sense if his potion stuff that he makes, his energy he uses is the same as mine? DM?
Good question.
The animating and so yeah, you do smell a tree for a little bit, and yeah, he does have that familiar smell about him, almost. And even though it's not the exact same smell, it conjures a sort of instinct into your head, like he's a sort of hatchmate.
So like nostalgia almost.
Yeah.
Because nostalgia isn't necessarily good.
No, it's more like, I think he's describing family.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so, okay, I don't need to roll anything for that. Okay. Yeah, she gets up and, stares at, Tree, or should I start calling him Three now? So weird.
Yep.
Oh, you can ask him.
Do you?
Is it Three or Tree?
I prefer tree. It's what my master calls me.
She awkwardly tries to, like, how do you hug a skeleton? She awkwardly just wraps her arms around her and just breaks down.
Oh, it's okay, lass. It's okay.
It's not okay,
Why not?
because whoever did this to us, we need to stop them from doing it again.
He'll actually freeze at that and goes, I hadn't considered that.
In a way, I'm happy you don't have to feel like this.
You want to know a secret, lass? I feel like shit pretty often.
Why?
Same reasons you do. But if I start failing, then the one who I love suffers for it.
She kind of perks up at that.
My master is helpless, a little bit. He can still do things around the house for sure, but he can't farm no more. He can't see his grandkids no more. He can't see he can't see a sunset no more. But thanks to me, he can live, he can survive, he can enjoy things. I'm okay with that.
and you don't need to worry about who you were in the past? Is that not something that upsets you?
He like shakes a hand, like he gives a little skeleton shake. I could take it or leave it, to be honest. It's not what matters to me anymore. It's not important.
It can't seem to shake it yet.
He rattles a little bit. Have you tried actually shaking a little bit?
I was doing fine until you did that.
Sorry.
Yeah, Seven actually blinks, and then actually starts to shake herself.
Wow.
Shake it off, lass. Shake it off. That's one of the reasons why I find farming so fulfilling. You can't. I heard a human once say he lifts the heavy rock until the bad thoughts go away. And I just farm until the bad thoughts go away. And they don't come back as often anymore.
But should you know?
Does it make my life better to know? Does it make the crops come in faster? Does it make them grow better? Does it keep the pests away?
I feel like I need to know so I could be better.
I'd say give it a couple more things. Do you really need to know? Or are you more concerned with stopping it so no one else feels that way?
Yes?
That's a good answer. Either way, I say you keep trucking on, keep working on yourself, get strong.
Even if others look at me funny?
Welp.
Welp.
Wow.
Who cares what they think? I made a good crop, I have a good master, and a good home.
Good friends.
And good friends. Minus one door.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just couldn't breathe.
That happens. Just I think we should continue the rest of the day with hard work, and we'll start by finishing the job. Aye?
All right. If it's all the same to the rest of you, I don't want to go back to that cave.
Seven, that's perfectly fine.
I'm sorry. I'm just scared.
Don't
You don't have to be
worry
sorry.
about it.
I'm the
Seven,
worst barbarian ever. Sorry.
Seven, it's fine. Hoshimi comes over and pets Seven along the neck like she normally does. Don't apologize for being scared, okay? Trust me, you're not the only one who gets scared at things like that. I mean, look at Adrian. Remember the Displacer Beast?
I was scared for him.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't remember being so scared of dying before.
That was your first real brush with death, so it makes sense.
But hey, we got you out of it.
I don't want to die.
I don't think anybody wants to die. Or if they do, they need some serious help.
And trust me, Death is gonna have to look in my eye and spit in it before I let him take you.
I'll help with the garden and the door. 3 or tree, or what do you prefer?
Tree's fine, lass.
Also,
Okay.
I took care of the door.
Yeah, he had fixed the door earlier.
Oh,
thank you.
sorry.
Thank you, Adrian.
No, it's perfect. It makes perfect sense that they didn't notice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of focused.
I'm sorry, Adrian. I hope I didn't cause you too much trouble with that.
It's a couple cantrips. Nothing to worry about.
I will say though, Seven, and here she just kind of boops Seven on the beak. You need to stop this habit you have of breaking doors down.
Well, I don't understand why doors doors are in front of caves anyway? It kind of defeats the purpose of getting in and out real fast.
It's for insulation purposes. It helps keep out bad weather.
Well,
And-
then put in
and
feathers
pests.
and hay.
And pests. Feathers and hay, don't keep those out.
And
Well,
for
that's
what-
why you roll in the dirt.
And from what I'm hearing, I hear it's the weakness of other adventurers. That's not us.
Oh, shout out. No, shout out to Critical Role.
You alright?
Alright.
Fine.
Okay. So, you two keep working. Let's go take care of this armor before it becomes a problem again.
Yeah.
I think everybody needs an unwind break. I'm gonna go put my tea making skills to the test.
If you make that bloody tea again, it's going down your own throat.
It looks the same as normal tea. It's up to you if you want to drink it or not.
I don't trust you.
Honestly, half the time I don't trust me either.
Oh, hey, look at that tree, a plow. Can I pull the plow?
Aye, lass. Oh, now we get into the real work. Who needs depression when you have a big old bag of fresh grass?
It smells lovely.
It does.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a Hank Hill reference. That is a shameless Hank.
I don't watch King of the Hill, man.
No, oh, he's just. I love him so much.
So, tree is a combination of Hank Hill and Papyrus.
This
That
is
is
a
a-
combination.
but Irish. Also, his accent is 100% fake. When I kept flubbing, that was also in character.
No
Amazing.
more bouncing that ball.
All right, so Tree and Seven are going to stay behind while everyone else goes to grab the Graveknight armor.
As they're on their way there, Seven. Hoshimi pauses. What time is it?
Looks up. Want to say a little after 8 o'clock-ish? Why do you ask?
Because I still need to give this list of etiquette to the king.
Oh. Right, the thing for the...
Oh God. Oh, and by the way, Adrian, Hoshimi holds up a paper and hands it to him. Since you so clearly also wanted to know, I made a copy.
Oh, thanks.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to head back to the palace.
You're not going alone.
Ugh,
Oh, no.
the ambassador. Excuse me.
Guess who took the multilingual fleet at level 6?
Hoshimi freezes, and she. Hey!
Oh!
Hey! That was out of character, you brat!
With you, I can't tell sometimes.
That's fair. Hoshimi, freezes and looks over at Olwen. Is everyone just going to start learning my language? First Shylin, now you. How about you, Adrian? Do you want to know Simogen?
Oh, that's how you spell Saki. Sorry, what?
That is the most sassiest response.
That could not have been a more perfect reply.
You smell sake.
Sorry, what?
No.
Josh is dying.
He's not the only one.
Oh, this polyglot module has added so much.
Hoshimi she turns her head towards Olwen and okay, hold on a second.
You under the impression that all I did was just watch the horizon for hours and hours doing nothing else when I'm on watch?
All right, so it looks like Olwen, Hoshimi, and Yuto are heading back to Directian. Tree and Seven are going to be working on the farm, while Adrian, Goose, Sybil, and Flint are picking up the armor.
Yep.
Yes. I think we need to stop to see that Goose was saying about the Grand Cleric.
Basically, I think you're taking the armor to the Grand. You're gonna take the armor to the Grand Cleric.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Then, where do we all meet up after? We need to establish that.
Museum.
Museum. So we all head to the museum after we're done with our respective business.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Yes.
Sounds perfect.
All right then. So we'll just say that okay. So Goose, Adrian, Flint, and Sybil head over to the cave.
Yep.
All right, and just kind of navigating through all the little passageways and traps. Just kind of picking up, and so get to the armor, and yeah, there's this. So yeah, there's this really weird kind of miasma leaking off of the armor now. Oh,
That is nasty.
yes, it's already begun.
Hang on 1 second.
Oh, that's nasty.
He's gonna like see if he can like remove some of the miasma from the armor to prevent it from like collecting itself, and then I think we'll each take one and we'll spread ourselves far away enough so that way it doesn't like connect.
Yes, fantastic.
Are we allowed to touch it?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are allowed to touch it. Just don't, for the love of all that is holy and unholy, do not put it on.
Gotcha.
Roger Dodger. For Gander.
Seriously, you put it on, and I will kill you. And then his head narrows, literally.
Draped.
I'm sorry, did you say his head narrows?
Arrows. Yes, it did.
Whatever.
His head lowers and his eyes narrow.
There we go.
You're fine, Josh. I
It's
feel
got-
the pain.
There's kind of ADD there.
Gotcha.
Fine.
But
Actually-
yes, literally, I will kill you.
Right. Actually, I'm just looking how long I can sustain this. 'Cause... Oh yeah, I can lift it. I can literally lift it off the ground. Light bulk. That's the 1 foot off the ground. Yep.
Right. So, let us go. So, then as Tree and Seven are doing their little job, we'll head over to Olwen, Yuto, and Hoshimi over at Directian. And actually, is this a good spot to take a break?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, we can take a break here.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
This will be a good spot to take a break. All right. And as you get into the royal castle, you notice that quite a few of the staff members are kind of running around in a frenzy.
Okay, they're not here yet. The staff wouldn't be rushing to clean like that if they were.
Yeah. And you see one of the maids bump into you. It's Leah. You remember her as Leah Jenkins.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So very sorry.
relax, relax. It's okay. I understand. Leia, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know where the king is? I have something I need to give him.
Oh, I can deliver that. I can deliver that to him if need be. It's just I'm sorry. Something terrible has happened.
What?
Just on all the days. Someone set off a glitter bomb. And of all the days it had to go off.
Raymond!
Where did it go off?
The West Wing, correct?
Yes, how did you know that?
Hoshimi just face palms.
Well, is the West Wing where your guests are going to be staying?
Yes.
Oh no.
Lovely. I can come help.
Oh, please. You don't have to. You don't have to. This is our job. This is what we're paid to do.
Well, then we at least need to deliver this to the king. So could you please direct us to where he is?
Yes, I can do that.
Thank you.
PMing Dogi now.
Wow.
Okay, Stuart, because you are unaware of this, previous guest was a chaos gremlin. Class was inventor.
Was, he says.
I mean, when he was here, like, never mind.
He's not here and he still manages to do this!
I know.
Oh, you know you got a good character. Like even when they're not.
Oh,
present.
yeah, no, he is laughing his posterior off.
Yep.
All hail the gremlin.
Dogi's lucky he's so sweet.
All right, so she's leading you through. She's leading you through the castle, and she leads you to a bedroom with where two guards are. So Leah, she bows and says, Princess Hoshimi, presenting, and then she just kind of meekly steps out of the way.
Hold on a second. Dogi's demanding to know details.
He's a bad gremlin.
Is there such a thing as a good one?
Yeah, right?
Okay,
He's not bad, he's chaotic.
Get out.
flip a coin. Flip a coin, depending on the day. At
I have
any
a
rate.
whole channel dedicated to explaining the difference.
Okay, so Hoshimi steps closer to the guards. May I enter, please?
They look between each other. They talk between each other and nod. The king said you were expected.
All right. Hoshimi goes in. She looks over her shoulder to see if Olwen and Yuto are coming in with her. Just out of curiosity, she's not like begging them to.
Olwen will if she's allowed.
It's that the guard looks at you, Hoshimi. Are the fox and the woman
Hound.
with you?
I am a detective. Do sniff out stuff.
Yes, they're with me.
Very well. All right, so you are allowed to. The guards have given you permission to come in.
Thank you.
All right. So, as you enter the room, there's this sort of entrance hall with a high ceiling and a large chandelier hanging above, and the walls are adorned with tapestries depicting history. And there is a large door at the end. It's a little intimidating.
This may prove fruitless. That's odd. Just want to make sure that the king is adequately protected.
You notice that there's an unusual number. There are unusually suits of armor, all standing in a line. And there's something off about them, but you can't tell. You're not sure what.
Hoshimi proceeds forward.
All right, so
One follows, but she's trying to make herself look a little bit more presentable. Like, she buttons up Reinhardt's jacket, brushes it off, really wishing she had prestidigitation.
Okay, Hoshimi looks over her shoulder. You're welcome.
So yes, Olwen looks very presentable now.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so Hoshi, I'm guessing you politely knock on the door.
Mm-hmm.
So you actually hear a woman's voice coming from the other side. Come in.
She opens the door and heads in.
So yes, you see dressed in slightly casual clothing, the king, as well as
Whoa.
Wow, I hate your hair.
I thought it's pretty.
Never mind. In the bigger picture, it looks better. It's the icon. I like your hair.
Yeah, very pretty.
Very pretty.
That is very pretty hair.
Your Majesties, and she bows to them.
Good morning.
and they bow back.
Majesties.
Your Majesty.
I'm not going to get used to that. King Nathaniel, I believe you asked me for this, and she offers out the paper with the written out Kokorian etiquette rules.
Ah, yes. This is why we haven't quite gotten dressed yet.
I apologize for taking so long. We've had some distractions, to say the least.
All right. So they're quickly kind of looking it over. Serve tea or sake?
We talked
Hey.
about this yesterday.
Right. Purport to pour your own drink. Avoid religious topics for now. Oof. That's going to be quite challenging.
Well,
After all, Direction is a very religious city.
Well, sir, I mean, there are so many other amazing things about Directian. Perhaps we could focus on those. Have a beautiful architecture everywhere. It's probably very different than Kokorian.
it is definitely different from Kokorian. It was such an odd transition.
All right, so merely focus on the artistic bits rather than the religious significance behind them. I suppose we can do that.
Well, my No, my suggestion is that you avoid anything that would bring up Kokorian religion because of the royal family's ties to it.
Right. Hmm. Any colors that you might suggest?
Well, Mother always liked the color blue. And then she looks at her clothes and she mutters a word in Simogen under her breath. Don't
Oh.
ask, please.
Very well. I suppose.
Okay, I'm sorry, but when it comes to royal garb, you're going to lose me there. I was young when I left.
Well, we were just simply asking because you know how it is wearing. We are just wondering about any taboos in regards to like the mother-in-law, the mother wearing white to the wedding, things like that.
Huh?
Right.
Well, Jimmy, is there any sort of modesty that needs to be observed, or perhaps?
I'll put it this way: the way you met me is pretty much the polar opposite of how most Kokorians act.
Ah, so we are to dress conservatively.
Mm-hmm. It's hilarious, isn't it? Being on stage and dancing using my body as a distraction was the best way for me to hide.
Right. Hoshimi, did you want something a little bit more covered up for this meeting, or did you...
She's wearing that. You remember that outfit that I showed y'all? She's still wearing that.
Okay.
All right. Well, I shall. All right, I shall give this list to the guards and any other dignitaries that will be meeting the Kokorian ambassadors. So we shall.
How many are here? How many are here?
A few royals who are wishing to. A few nobles who are wishing to discuss trade opportunities. You know how they are; they can smell money a mile away.
Yes.
Not all of them. Not all of them. Not all of them are. Not all of them are bad people.
That's a generalization, though.
Yes, they're not all bad people. They're just greedy people.
Begging your pardon, one last thing. Is there anything that Her Majesty should do to her hair?
Nothing that you'll have time to do.
Very well. All right. If that's the case, I believe we can start choosing outfits now.
For just the split second, Hoshimi's eye twinkles, but she contains herself because fashion, yay!
Olwen, on the other hand, tries very hard not to cry.
Hoshimi looks her up and down. You know what? I've got to take you shopping one day.
What?
Nothing. I just think that a nice dress would accent your features quite well. You certainly looked good in. She shuts up.
I have an excellent dressmaker. I just don't usually partake very often, as dresses are not very advantageous to my work.
But you need to develop a life outside of work, especially since you're on leave now. At any rate, we'll be excusing ourselves so you can prepare.